Namaste, guys. So I wanted to do a second video on the Rihanna and ASAP Rocky connection, and I believe I pronounced ASAP Rocky's name incorrectly. It's not M.Y. Myers, it's M.A. Myers. Okay, Rakim Myers and Robin Rihanna Fenty. Okay. So I did say Rihanna was born February 20, 1989 on a Saturday at apparently 8:50 a.m. I'm not sure how authentic that time is, that time of birth is, but she was born in St. Michael, Barbados. Okay, and ASAP Rocky, he was born October 3, 1983, 1988. Okay, on a Monday in Harlem, New York, USA. Okay, um, so yeah, so I did say, Rihanna, well, both Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, they're, dragons. They were born 1988, the year of the dragon. And, ASAP Rocky is a sun in Libra, but she's a sun in Pisces. Okay, ASAP Rocky is a sun in Libra, second degree sun in Libra. So, um, that would make him a bit awkward to the public, and that explains very much why he dresses the way he does, kind of like a queer. Um, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, okay? I just mean very aloof, okay? Or aloof in a sense. Not, it doesn't have to be all the way aloof, but somewhat aloof, okay? Um, Rihanna, she loves to based on her chart, I'ma say, because like I want to also incorporate um method of well, I don't want to say method, cause of death. I want to also incorporate that because you can see that from someone's natal chart. But um ASAP Rocky, he loves the public. I'm gonna say that he loves, being eccentric as well. He also is, let me not say love, let me just say he's passionate about his public image, and being seen is different. Okay, he wants to stand out, and we can see that by, the way in which he projects himself to the public. Okay, Vienna, she is passionate about um she's passionate about her reputation. I was just looking to see that 12th house uh frequency, because that, her sun is in the, Pisces, which is ruled by the 12th house, ruled by Neptune. Okay, Neptune is a ruler of the 12th house and the frequency of Pisces. So subconsciously, um there's also, and I'm gonna connect that to the 10th house, because Capricorn, the ruler of the 10th house, is in, the 12th house. But she has a strong addiction for detaching, and being in a, what's that word I want to use, being in the subconscious. A lot of Sun in Pisces people are smokers, and if they're not smokers, they do drugs, some form of drug. Okay, and because there is an addiction to feeling high. So she's really passionate about that, especially because Capricorn is in her 12th house. Okay? And I feel like working or job, as a matter of fact, is a form of addiction for her as well. I see, she is stubborn. She does have an air of, stubbornness to her. Okay? I'm talking about that moon in Aries, in the second decan. Pretty much, there's no telling her what to do. Okay? In the long run, she'll still do what she wants to do and what she feels she has to do, or she, prefers. Um, Pretty much, she's, Sun and Pisces are very changeable because they're also moon in Aquarius, but she has a lot of fixed frequencies in her chart. And the astrologers, they really understand what it is I mean, because she's got moon in Aries second decan and Venus in Aries second decan. This is someone who, whatever it is that she values or loves does not change. She doesn't really shift or change from that. That can be good, that can be bad. Okay? Um some of her life lessons is pretty much, learning to, move on from things, and, just stop being so, not being toxic, not dependent so much, not being so addicted to whatever it is that is comfort to her. Okay, so she does use addictions to comfort her. She does, use her job as a form of comfort zone. She does focus on wealth, to distract her as a form of comfort, and she does get lost into that. Okay. um I'm gonna explain why I said that being stuck on, you know certain values, and, certain a certain way of life is detrimental to her, because we know she used to smoke, but I do see that she is gonna die from cancer. She's gonna develop cancer from smoking. If she doesn't already have cancer, if she continues to smoke, she is gonna, develop cancer. There are certain aspects that when you have certain aspects, you don't do certain things. And she got moon in cancer in the second decan. But I see, no, not moon in cancer. She got her fourth house in cancer in the second decan. That's what I mean. But ASAP Rocky's got his moon in cancer second decan. Look at that. That is something else. So she's got her fourth house, which also synchronizes with the moon uh, frequency, and he's got his moon frequency in Cancer second decan, and he's got Pluto in Scorpio second decan. Wow, I didn't even see that yesterday. So I'm gonna really get into stuff. Yeah. So I'm seeing though, this is like I'm just like picking up something, a download from the spirit. I don't want to say it, but this kind of seems a bit uh sketchy. So anyways, we it's been a while since anyone's seen her smoke, right? Like she used to smoke a lot in public and people used to, take pictures of her smoking and stuff like that. Not intentionally, but that's just she was a very avid smoker and stuff like that. But it's like, when last has anyone seen her smoke? So it makes me wonder, has she stopped smoking? Or why has she stopped smoking? Okay? But I do see she's gonna die from cancer. Okay? And this could be in her at home or in her sleep. But of course, she could die in a car crash while traveling, or this could be a plane crash. Okay, but yeah, um, strongly this could be cancer. I'm getting though, and this could be cancer from smoking. Yeah, so this could be cancer from smoking. Okay, so if pretty much she does not stop smoking, she's gonna develop cancer. That's what I do see. um Of course, you've got people trying to pass on their karma onto people, onto other people. Like that's why I said I see something sketchy, because he's got a similar aspect to her, like Moon in Cancer, second deacon. Though illustrated differently, it still equates to the same energy, as well as he's got Pluto in Scorpio second deacon. So this kind of look, I don't know. Um, Anyways, let me just go on. I see a bit of Like I said, there's a lot of focus on the self here for Rihanna, and there could be some subconscious energies here. Um, Wanting to go under the knife if she has not yet done so. That is to say, plastic surgery and so on and so forth. There's a bit of, dislike. There's some dislike for, we know she's, African descent. Okay, though she has some European in her family lineage, but this could be she hates some of her features, or some features, like the African descent features that she possesses. Like this could be her nose, her forehead, um, certain other aspects that really points out, avidly clearly that okay, has she does have African ancestry. Okay, she does have African ancestry. So yeah. So also that is substantiated with Uranus in Capricorn first deacon. Okay, and this is deeply etched into her subconscious. This is something that is just there. Okay, so we got Pluto retrograding. Do we have Pluto? Yeah, retrograding in Capricorn, and it's going to continue until October 6th. Okay, it's retrograding in Capricorn. So pretty much addictions, she's got to deal with that, right? Like such as the smoking, because I feel like she's been ordered to stop smoke by her physician. Okay, and here she's got Pluto in Scorpio retro, but she's got it in retro with ASAP Rocky. He's Pluto in Scorpio retrograding because they were born during the same year but few months apart. Pluto was retrograding when Rihanna was born, but it stopped. It came out of his retrograde. Okay, went direct in Scorpio when ASAP was born. Okay, so pretty much now she has to deal with these, the strong urge and the desire to smoke. But also because I feel like she's having, I feel like she may have COPD. Let me just say that from smoking. I'm getting that strongly. And she's dealing with that, issue of being very stubborn. And I'm gonna touch on the Mars in Sag. The Mars in Sag, when she's angry, that's what she indulges in. Smoking. That's what makes her feel better. She's smoking. She's addicted to that. But to distract herself from smoking, she, submerges herself in her job, making money. Because as long as she's not working, she's tempted to smoke. I'm getting that. It's a temptation for anybody who's got sun in Pisces to indulge in, something that detaches them from the physical, the loop, the matrix. That just really keeps them in a, makes them high. Let me just say that. And it is especially, detrimental with her having Mars in Sag, third deacon. Okay? So I feel like she's sick here. And you know why I know she's not smoking anymore? She's been gaining a lot of weight. And weed is something that keeps you, for some people, not everyone, because some of us are naturally thin because of our aspects, but weed is something that can aid you in losing weight. Okay? And I feel like she's not smoking weed anymore. And it's, causing her to, gain weight. Okay? Because it was actually keeping her slim on the trimmer side. It was. She's got that, she's got that Mars Leo frequency doubled. I'm telling you. An addiction that, and it's really hard for her to detach from it and to just really just move on. Yeah, the smoking, really, yeah, it really, transformed her. It was her comfort zone. And, yeah, I see so many indications of that. That's so true. But, the retrograde, Mercury retrograde coming up in Libra, um, especially even, with relationships ending for her, that's pretty much how she finds comfort, detaching and smoking. Whenever shit's not going right for her, that's her comfort, smoking. You know? During the retrograde, she's gonna be tempted here to reconcile with an ex. Okay? And I also did say that whatever she uh said behind anyone's back, or whatever she's been gossiping, if she has been gossiping, that is gonna surface in the media, in the public. But also, like I said, with the retrograde, people are gonna really be, not just gaining new insights and clarity to certain situation, but also questioning themselves in regards to certain situation. And this just can be in regards to exes, ex-husbands, ex-lovers, ex-friends, and there's going to be a temptation to return to the past. Okay? And the same thing here with ASAP Rocky. So they two both have an issue of exes. They've got an issue of the X factor. Okay? that they're gonna have to deal with if they're gonna be together. Okay? Because like I said yesterday, he has an issue of saying shit to his lovers, or suddenly ending connections, not really putting in the energy into making things work, and thinking that he's moved on when he hasn't moved on. Okay? There's a lot of focus on self here for ASAP Rocky. That's where his priorities lie, in himself. Okay? He has a lot of internalized issues that he needs to work out. And when I say internalized issues, internal issues, I should say, these are issues that solely have to do with him, okay, and how he relates with others. Okay, he has to deal with that if he's to, move on. He has to, you know, be understanding of other people, how his communication affects others. He needs to deal with that. So his life lessons are pretty much centered about around understanding himself. Okay? Not stop being so quick to, argue, run off, be a drama queen and stuff like that. Or petty. Stop being so petty. You know, um he hides a lot of this though from the public, you know? He hides a lot of this from the public. He hides a lot of what he says and thinks from the public. So I'm getting a lot of shady energies from him. He also hides a lot from his whosoever he's in a relationship with, and he pretty much, he's the kind of person that you're not going to really know what he thinks until shit hits the fan and the relationship is a wrap. So he has a toxic way, a toxic belief system, okay? That he needs to understand and to deal with and to break away from, okay? And that is pretty much him not communicating well or having a very shady way of communicating. What is really going to transform him is when he deals with these issues, okay? Or someone who influences that process, that triggers that healing process, that triggers him to deal with his internalized uh issues, is internalized suffering. It's the pain that he has pretty much numbed himself from feeling. He does have a toxic trait too of, being a user, you know, a taker and manipulator, okay? And that's because really truthfully he has issues that he's got that he needs to, deal with on his own. You feel me? He needs to understand himself as well as, the people he's getting involved with. He has a form of fixed way of, a fixed mentality, I should say. And this does causes him much mental anguish. And you know he talks about himself a lot. He does talk about himself a lot, and I feel like that too is an issue for him in relationships. He's stubborn and can be obsessive about his image. Can get very jealous when you ignore him, and manipulative also when ignored, or when he's not given what he wants. So, like I said, he thinks a lot about himself, and therefore he talks a lot about himself. He's, pretty, he has a, pretty fixed, rigid, um, perspective on what he considers beauty, okay? And this could be pretty conventional, okay? Like the usual, in terms of, what or in regards to two ways, in regards to whatever that's trending, but also this can be in regards to his upbringing. Okay, so if he was brought up in an area where in which it's the slim model kind of chicks, then pretty much that's the standard of beauty for him, you know or if it's big hips, big thighs, whatever. It could also be facial features, straight nose, uh, you know, um, Caucasian, it could be also, because like I did pick up from his energies that he does have a fixed value system in terms of what is valuable to him, what is beautiful to him. And we have to understand these aspects about people, the people we're relating with, and communicating with, you know. So we know, the boundaries. We know the possibilities as well as, you know, the impossibilities, because there are impossibilities. Some people just not going to work with them because, there's no change in them from valuing a certain group of people more than another group of people. Those are their aspects. And for him, he's got a conventional, he does present himself to be unconventional to the public, but he, underneath all of that, he has some fixed norms and values that he possesses. Okay. So he really wants to be seen. He loves attention, like I said, and he does get upset when he does not. Um, and he wants to be seen, for one, for what he does for work, and he wants to be seen for how he looks. Okay. Um, he does has an addiction to he's addicted to beautiful women. Okay. But there's a love and hate relationship there. Okay. So he's addicted to them, but when he doesn't get the attention that he seeks from this group of women, these women he considers prestigious, beautiful, reputable, it makes him very vindictive and manipulative, and that, he's like the type that, those are the chicks he gets with, but he moves on so quickly from them. And pretty much that's because he's not having his way. And whenever he doesn't get his way, he doesn't, heal himself and, pretty much deal with the relationship from a mature point of view. He pretty much just takes up and leave. And then there's a lot of trauma beneath. And none of these people, they really understood or understand what he wanted. They don't understand what he wanted. They don't, these people, they don't understand what it is he wanted. Because there's a very, uh, what's that word I am trying to pinpoint? But that's that retrograde coming in. I can always tell when there's a, I've been saying this, for the longest while, especially on my Fanny Kusu Joso Instagram. It's like, the words, they just, they're so hard to find. But it's not just that, but it's also the Jupiter retrograde, but that's going to end during October. And there's also, I'm not going to say really Neptune retrograde has anything to do with the way in which um, I communicate. It's really, really the Mercury retrograde, and also the Jupiter retrograde. But it's more than anything else, the Mercury retrograde, and already I'm feeling the energy. So y'all can expect, whatever this retrograde brings, you can expect to, see them manifesting already. Okay. Go and listen to my new moon in Libra readings that I recently uploaded in regards to the elements, and I'm sure you will, resonate with them. Okay. So that's why it seems as though I'm penny pinching my words and trying to pick around, to find the right words. That's because of the retrograde that's coming in. Okay. And that's why you never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes you meet people at a certain point in their life, and you think that um they're stupid, but it's just the aspects that abounds. You feel me? And today's the 25th. We're just 2 days shy. Let me not say 2 days, like, well, almost 2 days shy, because we're already in, the 25th day of September. So it's just like a day and some hours shy of the retrograde. But it's just like, you feel like I'm just gonna most relax and rest during this retrograde. I don't feel like I'm gonna do much uploads and stuff like that. But let me continue. So I'm not doing so bad. I know, the retrograde is giving people a warm time. Because this feels like the most effective retrograde of all the other retrogrades I've experienced. Like, I never felt like this for the other retrogrades. I never felt so impacted by the other retrogrades like this one. Yeah, I really feel this one. I really feel it. Okay, so he also has this addiction for sex. He's addicted to sex. Um, yeah, he does. But he can also be frivolous, I can tell. Okay. And like I said, manipulative, uses people for his pleasures and so on, to release and, to just really, just feel good and have a good time. But, he doesn't really communicate his true intentions, like, okay, so this is what I want, and so on and so forth. Um, like I said, he doesn't really communicate stuff in terms of what it is he really wants. But like, there's just like, because he doesn't process his feelings well and how he relates to people and what it is he really wants. There's like, in his subconscious, he hasn't fully moved on from his exes. Okay? And he does have that Mercury in Libra retrograde Deacon 3. And we're going to see what happens between these two, especially during the retrograde. I know the mere fact that I'm feeling the energy so strongly already, I'm actually, but people have to be careful, because a lot of times people, they tend to make reckless decisions during the retrograde, because it does kind of scramble your thoughts and your communication. But you have to, understand. That's why it's so important to know astrology, to know that, okay, oh, I feel like this because of the retrograde. Damn. And it's also been affecting my sciatic nerve. Yeah. I recently felt that, like a few days ago, you know, um, and Mercury, come on, Mercury, deals with our central nervous system. I'm not going to talk about this right now, but I'm going to do that in a completely different video. But we are gonna see, if these two are gonna stand the test of time. I don't think they're gonna, because there are many issues that they have to deal with personally. And the thing is, with these celebrities, why they tend to um engage in so many, relationships, is because they tend to be arrogant at times, because they're celebrities, they have clout, they have some money to them, And so they don't really try to understand their partners and themselves. They don't try to understand others. And it's a very kind of shallow like frequency and energy where in which they just are so quick to move on, to get a divorce, to break up, and to move on to the next Jane or to move on to the next Joe. And it's really pretty much because of their reputation and the prestige that they bear. And it's just really shallow, but it is what it is. So they, more than many people out there, people who got money, they most of all need to learn humility and understand themselves. And pretty much, you're gonna see, because their relationship is gonna be tested. Okay, their relationship is gonna be tested. A lot of people are gonna be tempted during the retrograde to return to their exes and whatnot. And pretty much, whatever it is that it's gonna pretty much show up people's strengths. If they're strong enough to move on and start something new. Okay, but a lot of people are, whether this is people you've communicated from, like family members and so on and so forth, people are going to be tempted nonetheless too. Yeah, so people are going to be tempted to return to past situations, whether past jobs, past colleagues, or dysfunctional family members you've cut ties with. Just you just gotta understand that you're just being tested and tried. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. So his cause of death, what I see for him, I said the same smoking. Okay, he has aspects similar to Rihanna that does not permit him to smoke without uh there being repercussions, without there being ramifications. Okay, so there are going to be ramifications for him if he continues to smoke, if he's smoking. Okay, yeah, for him and her, smoking is cancerous for them. Now there's some people, how you've got some people who, or you've heard of people who's been smoking since they were like youngsters, and they live to an age of 100, uh still smoking, 80 years old still smoking, 90 years old still smoking. That's because they have aspects that allows them to, without developing cancer. Now some people will develop cancer whether or not they smoke, and those are just aspects. I was going to say something in regards to inception and stuff like that, because you have people, they try to pass on their karmic fates onto others, like they are fated to develop cancer, or they have developed cancer, and they try to pass that on to someone else. That's impossible, because if someone does not have that aspect, pretty much it's not gonna affect them in any way, shape, or form. The universe will always cause a shift to happen when which that person um, evades that judgment. Okay, so there are instances where in which people, they do witchcraft or black magic to um, project their illnesses onto other people, and this isn't something that works for everybody or anybody. Okay, because like I can say, someone was trying to project an illness onto me. um, I think it was about April, May of this year, but that's not for me. April, May, June, July, and it affected me all the way to August, from uh, April through to August, on which that had to come to an end, because that's not my fate. And if you try to put that on someone who's fated is not to have that, karma, it's gonna backfire, and it's gonna backfire like crazy, like worse than you ever had it before. Yeah. But like people, you think a lot of these celebrities, they don't have intuitives working with them, astrologers working for them. Are you seriously? A lot of them, they do. It's the age of Aquarius, enlightenment. Yeah. Namaste. Now, I also want to say something, because a lot of people, they see some of these celebrities get with certain people and they think it's nothing. It's something, okay? It don't matter if you understand what that something is, it's always something. Namaste.